I want to thank you all for joining us today as we welcome Marit back to Windsor for, I don't even know, I've lost track of how many times she's been in the community. It is so great to have you back, Marit. And, you know, we were just talking to some folks behind us. A lot of what we're hearing is about just general affordability, housing. We're hearing a lot about the crumbling state of our education system and our healthcare system, and how after 7 years of Doug Ford, things have only gotten worse in this province, and we cannot afford 4 more years of Doug Ford and his privatization and his mismanagement of taxpayer money in this province. You know, as we face some challenges from our neighbors across the border, I can tell you that as a wife of an auto worker, and we've been through a lot in this community, there is only one person who I truly believe will stand up for the people in our region and across Ontario, and that is Marit Stiles. In a time where we needed leadership the most, Doug Ford quit his job and called a very early, unnecessary, very expensive election when he should have been investing that money into the people of this province. And as Marit was talking to some of the folks behind me and we're hearing their stories about the state of our healthcare system, I'm going to share a story very publicly. Just last week, my mom, not in Windsor, but had to go to the emergency room in another municipality. She spent 3 days admitted in the emergency room only to be moved out into a very small hallway that had an exit, an entrance to a staff room, an entrance to the kitchen where they were piling the garbage and the dishes next to her, and immediately across from the family grief room where they were bringing in families to give them some traumatic information. And she ended up calling and begging to come home because she couldn't take it in the hallway at the hospital anymore. And she said the workers there did everything that they could. The discharge nurse actually was in tears when she discharged her and apologized for the fact that they are understaffed and cannot provide the care that they so desperately want to provide for the people in this province. And after 7 years of Doug Ford, and frankly, the Liberals before them, our healthcare system is not where it should be, but it's not broken, and we can change it. And the person who can lead the charge to fix that is Marit Stiles.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. And thank you all for coming out today, Windsor. I mean, hello. What a beautiful group of people on a beautiful day here. Thank you for bringing the weather. I heard this was what winter was supposed to be like in Windsor. For the last few times I've been down, it has not been this good. So thank you so much. And as Lisa was saying, you know, these stories, what Lisa's mom experienced and what so many of the people here experienced that are joining with us today, is the experience that we are finding more and more Ontarians are having with our healthcare system all the time, every day. Just to respond to something that Doug Ford said in the last few days, Doug Ford was asked about the state of our emergency rooms. And his response was that people are going to emergency rooms with things that don't need emergency care. And that's the reason that we have these problems in our healthcare system. Well, you know what, Doug, my recommendation is, Doug, if he wants to be a doctor and give advice to people about when you should go to an emergency room, he better go get his, go back to medical school and become a doctor, because that is an extremely irresponsible thing to tell the people of Ontario, especially at a time when so many people do not have a family doctor. And I did a little research before I came down, and in Windsor, 47,000 people here do not have access to a family doctor. 47,000. And while we're at it, 37 people at any time are actually at the hospital right now being treated in the hallway. So that's the state of our healthcare system under Doug Ford and the Conservatives. And, you know, I think there's not a family in this province at this point that doesn't have a story like this. I have a similar story for my mom and my dad, who are both in the Ottawa area and were both had health issues in the last couple of years, and both of them had to wait for ages in emergency rooms and have similar stories. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't. Families who have struggled to find family doctors, people like some of the folks I talked to here today who have to wait for years to get necessary surgery or travel extraordinary distances. This is the state of healthcare in Doug Ford's Ontario, and this is the cost of Doug Ford. And I want to share something else with you while we're at it, because 28,000 folks in the Windsor-Essex area are going to a food bank right now. 30% of those are children, right? We have $405 million in capital repair backlog in our schools. $405 million. Like, this is the state of things under Doug Ford and the Conservatives. Now, as I travel around the province, as Lisa was saying, and we know that Doug Ford called this election in the middle of the winter, hoping he could pull one over on the people of Ontario. And here's what I want to tell you. People are waking up right now. We have just a few days left, but there are so many people across this province who are just realizing that election is happening for the first time right now. And so I'm so glad that you're all out here with me today, because my message to you is that we have to get out there and talk to more voters in the next couple of days and knock on more doors and put up more signs and get each and every person who wants change in the province of Ontario to come out and vote for Lisa and Gemma and Rachel, and let's vote for New Democrats all across this province. Because here's the thing, Doug Ford wants everybody to think that there's no hope, that nothing can change. But we know that's wrong, right? We've seen what he does with his bad deals, his costly scandals. You know, somebody was holding up a Greenbelt sign here somewhere. There we go. No more scandals, no more Greenbelt scandals. This is what we have seen from Doug Ford and the Conservatives. And I want to be very clear. The Liberals are trying to convince people that they're a better option, that New Democrats should vote for Liberals. Are you kidding me? No. Are you kidding me? The party that brought us hallway healthcare, right? A leader who to this day is taking donations from private healthcare insiders and Greenbelt developers. We will not accept that. We will not settle. We will vote for our values and what we believe in, and we will vote for real change in the province of Ontario. Because we don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. We can vote to fight rising costs with a grocery rebate program, right? And yeah, I know, I love it too. We could put some money in people's pockets so they can cover the cost of food. And better yet, we can make sure that no child goes to school with an empty belly, because we're bringing in a universal school food program. Yeah. Yeah. It's a game changer. Those are game changers for so many people who are hurting right now. And we're going to hire more doctors, right? We're going to expand the hospital here, right? We're going to address the crisis in our healthcare system by investing our healthcare dollars in public healthcare, not private clinics, right? And the other thing I want to mention is I saw that the rent increase since 2018 in Windsor has gone up 50%. Rent in Windsor has gone up 50% since 2018. 50%. And where's the housing? Where's the housing? You know, yeah, Doug, where are the homes, right? Where are the homes that we were promised? Out in BC, under the NDP government, they are building 4 times the homes that we are building here in Ontario under Doug Ford, right? What we need is a program to build homes, to build truly affordable homes. And we're calling that Homes Ontario, and we're going to get it done. Yeah. And then we're going to go one better, and we're going to bring back real rent control. Because you shouldn't have to end up homeless because your rent goes too high, right? And that's what's happening across the province of Ontario. So that's what we're going to do. And then I have one more message to Doug Ford, because he called this this election saying he had to fight the tariff threat. Well, I want to say I have never known fighters for jobs and workers and industries across this entire province like I have known here in Windsor, Essex, with people like Brian Massey right there, and Lisa Gretzky. And I can tell you, as the next premier of this province, I will fight for every job and every worker in every industry from one side of Ontario to the other. You can count on me to do that. We have an opportunity here, folks. And I really want to point out here these two other amazing women that we have with us today. Because we have an opportunity here to elect more New Democrats, to send a message to Doug Ford that we will not settle for this. We are going to push back. We are going to save our public health care system. We are going to fight rising costs. We are going to hire doctors, and we are going to fight to defend every single job with Gemma, with Rachel, and with Lisa here in Windsor. So here's my message to all of you, and thank you so much for coming out today. Again, we have to get out there. We have to knock on more doors. We have to put up more signs. I think the snowbanks are starting to melt, so we might be able to find the signs again. So we got to get out there, dig out those signs, put them up a little higher, and make sure we get every single person in Windsor, Essex region to come out and vote for New Democrats this time. We can make a difference. I'm here in Windsor to say, I believe in you. I want to fight alongside of you. Let's get this done. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. NDP, 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 NDP. Woo! Let's flip those seats from blue to orange. Let's go.